to the Bygone Basement, where we discuss in detail objects that have a real historic significance. Today's object is this rather incredible Viking longship, made in folk art, that sort of style, made out of brass. You can see, if you look closely, or we'll show you the close-ups, the welds along here that obviously put the boat together. Obviously we'll show in detail the dragon face here and the smaller serpent head here as well, obviously all the individual shields. But this is quite an incredible piece, really, made I think in the 1950s. It's really aged quite well. There's some lovely patina, but let's have a look at some close-ups and you can really see how good it is. Today's object of virtue is a Danish folk art recreation of a Viking longship made in the 1950s. Originally invented and used by the Norsemen, commonly known as Vikings, for commerce, exploration and warfare during the Viking Age. Many of the longship's characteristics were adopted by other cultures like Anglo-Saxons and continue to influence shipbuilding for centuries. The longship's design evolved over many centuries and continued up until the 6th century with clinker-built ships like the Nidam and Kvalsund. The longships appeared in its complete form between the 9th and 13th century. The character and appearance of these ships have been reflected in Scandinavian boat building traditions until today. The particular skills and methods employed in making longships are still used worldwide, often with modern adaptations. They were all made out of wood, with cloth sails, woven wool, and had numerous details and carvings on the hull. The longships were characterised as graceful, long, wide and light, with a shallow draft hull designed for speed. The ship's shallow draft allowed navigation in waters only 1 metre deep and permitted arbitrary beach landings, while its light weight enabled it to be carried over portages or used bottom up for sheltering camps. When the Vikings first came to England, they were able to sail up our rivers and invade. As you can see from this piece, longships were also double-ended, the symmetrical bow and stern allowing the ship to reverse direction quickly without a turnaround. This trait proved particularly useful at northern latitudes where icebergs and sea ice posed hazards to navigation. Longships were fitted with oars along almost the entire length of the boat itself. Later versions had a rectangular sail on a single mast, which was used to replace or augment the effort of rowers, particularly during long journeys. The dragon head mounted on the ship is an instantly recognisable feature of a longboat designed to instill fear in the spirits of whichever land the Vikings were raided. This recreation of Viking history really is a sight to behold. Made in brass, over the years this piece has aged beautifully. In some places you can see a patina starting to form or already has formed. The surface is actually quite warm and tactile to the touch. As a standalone piece, this sits proudly on display. Looking up close at the welds, you can see it does a good job of replicating the lengths of wood that would originally have been used to build a Viking longship. All in all, a really wonderful piece. So I hope you've enjoyed today's object of virtue, looking at this really nice Viking longship. As always, if you've got any questions about this or any of our other videos, drop us a comment below, drop us a DM on social media, but also if there's anything you'd like to see, perhaps you've seen it in the intro video or you've been in the shop and you'd like to know more, do drop us a line. We'd be happy to answer any questions. But that's it for today. We'll catch you next week. Thanks.